Hello everyone, it is Saturday, November 19th, and this is the weekly Scholar Strategy Review. So let's dive in. Out of the four pairs that I have set up here, like I said, I was just focusing on the four. I'm not really going outside of this, so let's just kind of dissect what happened this week. All right, now, AUD USD, very kind of choppy. I would be kind of disappointed actually how this week went, right? Like after the second loss up here, I'd be hesitant on taking the third trade. All right, so what happened is first entry of the week break even, second entry of the week would have been right here. The only thing is, right, like I put an X there, but it does pass the rules of the 8 hours, right? So I mean 8 a.m. is right here, 4 p.m. is right there, and would have been the 5 p.m. entry. So realistically, that's not a loss, right? If we're being technical, all I'm saying is if you decided to, geez, where is this? What? Why can't I click on that guy? There we go. No, sorry, that would have been a win. I don't know why I marked that with an X. If you did decide to take that lower right here, that would have been considered a win, even though it was 1 hour past the threshold. All right. But it wasn't a trade that I would have taken because, again, it was past that 8 hours. So, I mean, the first win would have been right here where entry kind of ticked off in the afternoon, right, at 6 p.m. my time, and then it closed off at midnight, hitting TP. Finally, the next day in the morning, you know, it dropped down, but it really shot up quickly. I know this is kind of wonky to look at, right? But if we take a look at that 30 minutes, right, this is how the day started off. So it just formed right there, and that would have been at the beginning of the wick, and it kept going lower. So, you know, I have two feelings about this one. If you know with full confidence and the lines are very well split apart, right? Because this right here, it's kind of tight for me, right, for the lower EMAs, but the larger ones are still very far apart, okay? So here I would have waited until this candle closed at 8 o'clock, and then while it was below the pivot point, then I would have taken the buy, right? The only problem would have been that this wicked into stop loss before going up. All right, that's the only bummer here. So taking a look at that 15-minute candle, where it would have been, you see this movement right there. This would have wicked into entry, and that would have wicked you into a stop loss. Right, so now I'd have to take a look at the 5 to see what actually happened. Okay, and realistically, this is just right there, where we have AUD USD kind of opening of stock market. So this would have been a massive bummer, right? And I believe that's what I marked as an X, and the 2 was the one afterwards. So give me a second. I think I just lost my spot here. All right, so there we go. So yeah, unfortunately, that would not have been a 2. The 2 would have been, you know, a potential if you're watching later on. I mean, it's still super choppy, so that would have been a loss, right? So let's see, that could have been a potential win. So 2 potential wins, 1 definite win. 1 loss, the second loss would have been right above there because it just would have wicked in. And the third loss, I mean, if you would have taken that entry right at the beginning, it would have just dropped down. So honestly, 3 losses in a row, that is kind of the threshold because now my entire trading pair is sitting at break even. So I'm done with this for the week, right? I have no more interest in taking trades off of that guy. So I sat at break even on AUD USD, right? Not where we want to be. The strategy does fare much better. It's just the choppiness of this very volatile trading time, right? Like here you can see it's much more stable to take buys, but the trouble is it's most EMAs are pointing down, the other ones are pointing up, right? So it's 50-50. This is coming in right at the tail end, and then it shoots up, so it's a mess, right? AUD USD was a dud this week. USD CAD fared a little bit better. Okay, so large EMAs are all pointing down. First trade of the week would have been break even. Second one of the week, just because it was break even and it was climbing, I would not have entered that. Okay, now when it peaked and it started to drop and it rejected off that pink EMA, you know, looking at it before my time is up, I'd be like, hey, you know what? This looks pretty reasonable. I think I might be able to jump in on that. But we need to see what happened with that candle first, right? So it went up and then it started and then it dropped. So this actually is a winner, all right? It's a winner, and the winning closed off just after midnight, so it would have been in profit well within the time allotted. So it's a winner. That's good. Let me get back to that spot. I hate when I switch time frames and that happens. All right. Second trade when that happened, bummer. Right? Look at this volatility. It was a really crappy week, I would say, on Tuesday and Wednesday as far as USD pairs are concerned. Right? And judging from how NASDAQ did and how, you know, if you watch the previous video I did on the Forex analysis, USD not really the greatest pairs to jump in on this week. Right? It was pretty messy. So anyway, one win, one loss, second win right here off that volatility. The only trouble is, right, like I said, it's a 15 pip break even. So that would have been a break even right there and hit the BE. The difference is, though, it's still well within the time. And again, this is completely up to your discretion because, like I said, if you're knocked out of the trade that you take off that pivot line, regardless if it's the first time, I do not enter again. The only reason I put it as a winner is because, yes, technically it was still within the 8 hours. The only problem not adhering to the rule is that would be entry number 2. Okay, so based on those rules, guys, we got to make sure we follow them. So this would have been a break even. Right, so right now we're at 2 break evens, 1 win, 1 loss. So still up in profit. Okay, so that's still 2 to 1 for the week. This is a non-entry, never entered. This is also a non-entry for a sell because it was past the time. Right, like I said, 8 hours passed. I would have, at the end of this candle, I would have closed off the order. Okay, this one, beautiful. Right as it opened, it started dropping. Now the only thing is right there. Did it touch once again? Let's see. Oh, painful to see, right? Look at that. Almost down within the first 15 minutes of entry. And then how much was it short from TP? Oh, 3.6. What a pain in the ass. Right? And then it went all the way back up to break even and then right back into profit right there. So guys, this just really sucks to watch. So if I would see very strong volatility with this and the next candle, it didn't even wick down and started climbing, right? Let's take a look at the 5-minute here. Right? If I see this happen and then immediately start climbing like that, I probably would have closed it off in profit, right? But now look, it wicked off entry twice. So, you know, just because of how it did and just wicked off and didn't even close up there, another entry would have been possible. Break even set, and it hit again. Oh, guys, this would have been a massive pain in the ass, right? But like I said, USD pairs were not our favorite this week. Let's jump in on CAD. All right, 1 hour. Here we go. CAD JPY. So, where are we sitting at? Why is that over here? Oh, jeez. Okay. There we go. CAD JPY. Where are my trades? There we go. So, here were all the potential trades that could have been taken. All right. We're looking at Sunday. You know, this is all going into a sell, so that definitely would have been a terrible idea to enter. As we know, right as market opens, spreads are ridiculously large. So this, you know, especially when it's shooting up, there's no way I would have taken a sell there. Okay, so now it's going up. We're going into Monday morning. Here's the pivot at 8 a.m. Looks pretty good. I'm going to take a sell off that. It's following all the rules, and now these are starting to point down, right? So entry would have been just out there, and then it drops in. TP's done after 3 hours. Fantastic. So that's a win. We got one. That's a terrible one, but whatever. Second one, right here. It dropped in, and it started. Very deep rejection. It started to climb. I would not have taken that trade on the sell just because of its strong movement upwards. The fact that it wicked up and it started dropping afterwards, I'd be like, you know what, maybe I'll consider taking the sell now. The fact that it hit a doji right there after the big green, and it kind of went up and started dropping. So as it's dropping right there, I would have probably taken a sell as soon as it hit that area. And then you see the wick drop 25 pips and came right back up. So within the hour, it would have been back to break even. So that's a break even. It's kind of a dud, right? Let's take a look at the other one that's basically sitting right on top of it. Same idea. It's kind of sitting on top, but it starts to drop, right? So sell idea taken off that, right? More than 15 pips in profit. So again, 2 break evens right beside each other. Nothing spectacular. All right. This trade was missed because it came extremely close, but it did not hit the pivot line. So currently, right, 3.5 pips. So currently we're sitting at 1 win, 2 break evens, 1 no trade. And this guy, where are we at? Did it ever touch that line all the way out to here? So no, this is a no trade as well, right? It never touched the pivot line, came close, but one way or another it would have been a break even, right? So that trade doesn't exist. And then finally, this trade doesn't exist either. Nothing touched the pivot line. And then once this entered here, you could see right at open, not really the trade I'd want to be taking. It crossed up. When it went up, at this point in time, I'm like, you know what? Now I'll take a sell off that line. Drop down, 15 pips, broke even, done. Out of the trade, unfortunately. So realistically, I mean, there's 1 win and 3 break evens here, right? Nothing too exciting. And again, many potential entries that you could have entered. Break even once, break even twice, break even 3, 4, 5 times before it went into profit. So it's too much nonsense to take with 1 pair. That's why I stick with one and done, right? Enter once, you get knocked out, or you hit your break even, or you hit your take profit. That's it. Okay? I want to make it very simple. So again, some duds on USD. CAD, we could see that there was 3 break evens and 1 win, so that's 3-1 still for the week. I think USD was 2 wins and 1 loss, so that's 5-1, even though it was kind of choppy. And AUD CAD was 3 losses and 1 win, right? So overall, if all the right trades were taken here, so far that's 6 to That's 5-1 on the one. Here is 3-1 overall in the week. That's 8-1 on all 3 currency pairs. Let's jump in Euro JPY and see how this looked like for the week 2. Okay. Disgusting. This is not something I would trade in at all. When I saw this dropping on, on Thursday and then Sunday open, right? As I've told you before, Sunday open super choppy and volatile, and climbing, wouldn't have been even interested, because the other JPY pair was CAD JPY and same sort of situation, right? Everything was climbing. The only difference is Euro JPY. You can see all the lines are tight together like this. All the EMAs are consolidating, right? CAD JPY doesn't look like that. All the EMAs are above, which means that sells are a better idea. Okay, Euro JPY, super choppy, stay out. Okay, so that's it. I took no trades on Euro JPY. The other ones 8-1 in total. So still a very profitable week, right? 8-1 for the week. So let's say hypothetically you had $100 and you took all those entries that I showed you. You're up $800 for the week. So that's pretty good. That is, if we're talking about full-time work, that is the equivalent of making about $42,000 a year. Right? So not a fantastic week, but hey, you know what? It's still profitable. for minimal trade days, right? I mean, we had, I think, 6 trades overall in AUD USD. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades on that, so that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 trades total. 15 trades, 8 to 1 profit. You know, like I said, this time of year really sucks for trades. It's very volatile and choppy. I wish we can get into these ones you see, but it just shoots down and then kind of screws around with you a little bit and shoots down again. So honestly, guys, this is more market structure territory, but it's still something that really does good practice. When you see chop, you know, and EMAs kind of fumbling in between each other like this, use your judgment and stay out. I would personally not take trades when it's much more volatile than that. Like if it's consolidating similar to Euro JPY here, this is absolutely a no-starter. There's no direction where to take these trades, guys. If you jump in and take trades here, you're guessing, right? This is a beautiful drop to take on. This is garbage. Okay, look at how these pivot lines form. Okay, I just want to point this out. Just look. I'll set the highlighter. Okay, look. Look at the pivot. Look at the pivot. Look. 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 Right? Look. Look. Like it's very nicely sequenced, one below the other, right? It's not one below, above, almost on top, then one further below. It's much nicer. It's smooth, right? Then you have this going up while the larger EMAs are pointing up. So you got this, 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 right? Typically, you wouldn't take the first trade there, but look, this one, I think we talked about this before last week, right? Like, yeah, that had some volatility to it, but you can see the climb overall, right? You get the idea. And then, you know, the beautiful trades that can be missed, if we set the replay here, you'll be able to see all the RB pivot lines that show up. But look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This is what you want to catch, all right? When it gets to these sort of patterns and trades, just ridiculously beautiful. Right? Look at this. It goes from chop to moving up. Look at this. What a beautiful entry this would have been. Right? Boom. Let me get that short and position, long position. Look at this. 45 pips, right? We want to say 45. That's our end goal. 15. Look at that, guys. Look how beautiful this is. Right? Works out nicely. Right, and don't get greedy because again, if you wanted to, it would have broke you into a stop loss, right? But look, right there, even if you raise this one, right, is that into a stop loss? Unfortunately, yes, right? But just, and then the other one knocks in the stop loss and starts climbing, right? But finally, you have a rejection and it starts climbing right there. Look, TP hit, easy, keeps going. Another entry, TP hit. That entry's missed, unfortunately. This entry, TP hit. Almost. We're a pip or two short. Oh, that's 76. Oh, geez, what am I thinking? 45. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Look, TP hit there, right? TP hit here. TP hit there. TP hit here. That's what I'm getting at. Like these are the trades that you want to take. And yes, it sucks that it's only an 8 to 1 week, but there's going to be weeks when you're like 30 to 1, and I proved that back in September, right? Watch the scholar strategy videos, or even from beginning of October, right? The week that started, I think October 9th. I think I have a video up on that week as well. Take a look at it, and you'll see that this was just gorgeous. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, but when those weeks run, it's going to be immaculate. All right, so don't fret. There's going to be some bad weeks like you see right now, but overall, the most important thing you should be doing is back testing. Remove the drawings. You should be doing back testing on your 3 favorite pairs going as far back as a year and practicing on replay mode. Okay, so just to reiterate how to do that, let's just switch over to the daily. We'll go all the way back here, just at a random point, replay, there, done, and switch it to the 1 hour. All right, so all that craziness, let's see where we're at. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick little tester, but look, We're back on 2020, okay? And then this is what you do. Set it at 3 times speed and be like, okay, so this is going down. I'll take a sell right there. And there's going to be a point where you're going to know how much 15 pips is. Like, you're going to see it long enough to recognize it. But look, 45 pips. Let's start right there, okay? Nope, that hit a loss, unfortunately. Okay, that one would have been, well, no, that would have been a break even before it hit the loss. Now take another sell, look at that, win. Take another sell, win. That one is a non-entry. Taking a sell there, break even. Taking a sell there, win. Right? Taking a sell there, win. Taking a sell there, win. Taking a sell there, up, stop loss. Taking a sell there, stop loss. Right? But you get the idea. Taking a sell there, so far break even. Taking a sell there, so far break even. So that's 2 TPs now, right? From those 2 areas. That's a non-hit. That's a non-hit. That's too late. That would have been a loss. Taking a sell there would have been a break even. And now it's completely reversing. But you see, from that point on, like I just did a very simple trend downwards, right? Everything's still trending. There's some losses, there's some wins, but overall, how many did we get? Look, when we took it back from, what I say, the 20 something, right? We were somewhere around there and it bounced up. And where did I do it? April, let's just say around this area. Look, that was a break even, then we had a win. Then that's a, oh yeah, it was up higher here somewhere. I think it was this area. So look, you know, when it entered, that was a break even. This was chop. This was unfortunately a loss. This was non-entry. That was a break even or a win, right? But you see, even when it goes down, sometimes it could be choppy. But now look, win, win, non-entry. That's a break even. That's a win. That's a win. That's a win. Right? That's 5 wins and 1 loss within a week, guys. It's going to happen. You just have to be patient for it. It's going to happen eventually. That's just how it's going to go. Right? Like this one, that would have been a win. Even if you took a trade later on, that would have been a win. Right? This one, it kind of peaked in there. That would have been a win. And then finally, even this trade right here, even though it was higher, it was still trending down. That, you know, you could see this would have dropped down before it went up. That would have been a win. Right? Look. Or no, that's not a win. That's a break even. Okay? Now it's starting to go up. So anyway, back test. That is what I'm getting at with this strategy. Back test your 3 favorite pairs. See, and again, it might be a favorite at the beginning, but you might notice that, hey, you know what? This doesn't have as high of a win to lose ratio as another one. So drop it and do more. Right? I've done every single currency pair. These aren't even the ones that are the highest as far as wins go. You know, it's just they are less volatile. They're more stable. I mean, compared to what you've seen this week, it's not great, right? But they are stable pairs. So yeah, do some back testing, figure out which pairs that you like to trade, and you know, by the time you figure out and you see the signs, and as soon as it reverses, you pause your trades. When you hesitate, if you get nervous, don't take the trade. If it's for sure that you see that it's going in the one direction, that's when you enter. All right. Just to reiterate for the 19th time, back test and follow the rules. All right, guys. Hope this was useful, and I'll see you next week.